no idea what I'm doing. Not gonna work. Come on. Hey, CL. Trying to get the chat thing to work again. Seems to always be a challenge. Come on. Let's see, 12. Yeah, okay. Why is that a short? Is that gonna work? CL, I don't think you're always first. I think you're, hey, Ricky. CL, I think you're first when I start these a little bit later, like around this time. Which I think makes sense probably for your time zone. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm working on thumbnails. So I'm doing, hopefully you can see it. It's 10 p.m. for you. Oh, so for you it's actually better if I start earlier. Maybe, unless you stay up late. So what I'm trying to do is work on thumbnails. And I don't know what I'm gonna do for any of this. Stay up late. Hello, Joe Barnes. So I'm working on this series of YouTube videos. One second. Yeah, okay. I'm working on this series of YouTube videos. It's specifically for introverts like me who want to start a YouTube channel. And I've recorded it. I just haven't edited. And what I'm realizing now is turning it into a series, as in right now it's set up to be 10 4 or 5 minute videos. That means I have to do 10 thumbnails. And oh god, so yeah, I don't know. This might be my first and last series of videos I do. So I was just gonna start doing this, and I don't know if anybody wants to listen to music or ramble in the chat. Go for it. But man, I have a lot of work to do. So coming up with ideas for all 10, and I'm not even sure. I'm not super happy with the current titles for each of the 10 episodes, so that's going to be kind of an issue. But anyway, that's what I'm working on. So thanks, people, for joining and keeping company. Hello. So I'm just going to keep working. So this video, the video title, or the video I'm working on right now is actually an intro video for the series. So I have one intro video, and then each video covers a specific topic. And so there are, oh shoot, that means 11. So the intro will be the first one, kind of describing what the series is, who it's for. And that's what I'm going to work on first. You're just going to listen. Yeah, just listen, CL. That's fine. Hey, Furball. So I think this is the text I want to use, like actually in the thumbnail, which hopefully speaks to introverts. And then God, I didn't want to. I'm so torn, but it seems like when I put my face in videos, unfortunately, it does okay, meaning there seems to be a correlation with my dumb face and people actually watching these videos, which is, I don't know, a fact I just have to accept and get over. So I'm probably going to put my dumb face in it. And then I don't know what else. So I've never done a series before, and so I am overthinking all of the things. And so, like, do I put the series title up here? Which is in the blue strip at the very top of this screen. It says unqualified, but uploading anyway. That might be too much. I think I'm just going to do it individual. So this is the actual... I'm going to say not posting. I might say uploading. So that's the text I think I like. And then how can I make this even more interesting? So I've got to put... oh, wait. What's the other thing? What did I miss? Yeah, I should put this in here. So the one thing is that... why does it keep doing that? Okay, this... Alright, this down here at the bottom, this is what the actual title of the video will be. So below the thumbnail image, you'll see this title. So I'll leave that there because I can't put it off the screen, unfortunately, in this app. So it's going to sit there. And actually, this song is kind of annoying, so I'm going to skip it. All right. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to make something interesting. I really don't want to use templates or something, so I'm going to start where everybody would probably start, or start with what's predictable, and probably just grab like an image that says something about create, like YouTube creator or something, and put that in there so it's immediately familiar to people who actually might want to start their own channel. And I guess I could use, there is a logo. So there is a section of YouTube. Oh no. Oh, shoot. Called YouTube Creators. And maybe I could use that. Maybe I could use that logo. Is that gonna work? Oh, it does work. Nice. Guess I could try that. Put that in a group. That's gonna look... oh, nice. Oh, the... why is it in so many groups? So maybe that'll do it. I think this is going to be a lot of trial and error. And that already is really boring. Maybe I should change this. Now I'm rethinking this text. I think it might have to be more specific. It might have to be a quote. Like, what would an introvert say? What would I say? What did I say when I started? I said, I'm not interesting. I said, nobody will watch. I still say those things. Nobody will watch. I'm not interesting. I'm... What? Well, that's actually okay. I'm still making videos? I'm still making videos. Maybe that. Nobody here but us turkeys. Yeah, that is true, Miss Coca. Hello, how are you? I know what you meant. So as the introvert, that's what I said. So if I think from real life, especially when I did the reactions, I said, nobody's going to watch this, right? Nobody will. Oh, maybe nobody will care. That might be even better. Nobody will care. Should just say nobody? Nobody thinks I'm interesting. Just trying to use some text that would be appealing to other introverts and not be too clickbaity. Because I can't think of a good image to represent this feeling that an introvert might have. Unless I did like one of those split screen thumbnails that's like on the left side it's, you know, I don't know, whatever. Disappointment or crying or something, and on the right side it's, I don't know, a happy face, but that seems so predictable. And I don't know if I like this YouTube creators. Making videos anyway. Oh, that's a good one, yeah. A few crickets. That's good, Muskoka. Making videos anyway. That's a good way to phrase it, Fergal. I like that. And that goes along with the title of the actual series, which again you can see in that blue strip at the top of the screen. Unqualified but uploading anyway. That's the working title of the series. We'll see if that changes, but this idea, you're right, this concept of the imposter syndrome, or maybe that's a good point, because this speaks to like imposter syndrome and a little bit introverted, but maybe there's something else I could put about introverts being not wanting to be on camera, being afraid to put themselves out there. I mean, is it just that simple? Like, maybe I don't even need this. And so this could... Oh yeah, that's right. So if we leave that there, and maybe this... I know this would end up being a lot of text in a thumbnail, but maybe that's okay for this one. I mean, I can make it, the cool thing is YouTube is you can do A/B tests. So I could make a couple different versions. I'll make at least 2. And then I can test those, and YouTube will automatically run them against each other and see which one people are more likely to click and then watch the video. So. Oh, good point, Fribble. Thank you. Yeah, one thing I do not like, so this is Pixelmator. It doesn't have spell check like in the actual text, which bums me out, because I know that I've made other mistakes, other spelling mistakes that I have that are still out there in some of the videos, for like title screens and transition screens that I put in those videos. But anyway, nobody will care. And maybe this is just like an introvert brain. Oh, I guess I could do the thought bubble. Do I have I might have a thought bubble saved somewhere. Let me see. Let me try it. I'm not saying it's gonna work, but this is the process. Damn it, I don't. Okay, that means I gotta go find one. Or make one. Let's do it this way. Oh, that'll work. Found one. Whoa. Scale this down a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure this out a bit. That's gonna have to get rotated a bunch. Maybe it's just a giant thought bubble? I don't know. So change that to black. That's just too. That's too. Change this. And we're gonna get rid of that and do it a different way. All right, just make it a simpler shape. And then I can do this, I can do that. Stretch that out a little bit. Maybe that's better. Okay, something like that might work. Now I'd have to change this so it looks like it's actually coming out of my head, but... Oops. Move that over. I don't know. I kind of like the thumbnail images that I've done that it looks like the design goes off the edge. I don't know why. So I'm gonna do that. Tried that. That's too much. Nobody will care. Oh, I know what I'll do. So maybe this last one. I know what I'm doing. All right. So then the last one, just separating that because this last one will be just have to be the one that stands out more. So that's really the, not the, I don't know, punchline, lack of a better word. So then I can change this to making videos anyway. Maybe that'll be a color from the logo, something like that. I might have to shorten it. So now the problem with all this text is it looks okay on desktop when I'm designing it huge. But the challenge is when people are looking at it on their phone or something and scrolling through it, it might be like this big. And so I got to figure out how can I make it readable when it's this small. God, maybe that's okay. I mean, I have seen other thumbnails for videos that are like very popular channels that have a lot of text. So maybe that'll work. I don't know. It's worth a shot. This will be version number 1, and then I'll test it against something else. We'll see what happens. So I don't have to make that. Maybe it doesn't have to go off the edge. I am working on a thumbnail for upcoming videos. Or I'll work on thumbnails, I guess. But this is the first one. So we could, Yeah, I just don't like the way this looks. Maybe it's the font. Maybe I actually need a... God, I'm not... No. All right, I'm definitely not going to use Comic Sans. Hey, Linda. Lynn Hat. Did I say Linda? I was thinking of a friend of mine named Linda. All right. Just looking for a... I have a couple of script fonts, but I don't know if I like this. Maybe the marker will work. I'll try marker for a second. I don't know if I like that. I think it's might still be too hard to read, but we could try... Oh, that actually... I think that's actually better. Azui? Not sure how to pronounce your name. Your question is, am I planning on doing more music reactions or this series? It's both. The short answer is both. ATEEZ, one of my favorites. ATEEZ has a new release coming out that should be released tonight. So that'll be 9 p.m. my time. I think that's midnight Eastern time. And that will be my next reaction. I think I'll most likely do that tomorrow morning. And that will be my next... That'll be my next reaction and the next actual video that I release. So if I do the reaction tomorrow morning, then I might set it up as a premiere for tomorrow night, if anybody's interested in premieres. Muskoka, can we assume you're planning to do the Holo Japanese album? Can I assume, Muskoka, that the Holo Japanese album is the next Stray Kids release? If so, that's next week, and yes, I will do that as well. That's the plan, anyway. But that's why I'm doing these. That's why I'm doing these thumbnails now, because once I start editing this whole series of videos, I know I won't want to do reactions and then have to go to edit. Because I'm a weirdo. I like only... editing this series of videos is going to take a really long time. So I want to get the ATEEZ reaction done, and then that'll let me take as long as I need to edit this series of 11 videos. Oh yeah, that album, that 1OK Rock album, I'm definitely going to do at some point. Everybody says I need to listen to that one next from them, so I will do it at some point. Maybe I will leave this. I mean, rules are made to be broken, right? All the stuff, all the videos I've watched about designing thumbnails and stuff, they're all like, don't use too much text and blah, blah, blah. And like, I don't know, why not just try it, see what happens? So maybe I leave this in here. Tiny bit more kerning if it's going to be small. Oh, kerning. Lynn. Down with the typography, I don't know, jargon. More kerning? Like more space or less space, Lynn? Make more space? Or I could try it all caps. Just a tiny bit more. Okay. Yeah, I don't even like... Yeah, I think lowercase is actually, or whatever, title case, whatever we're doing, is easier to read. All right, so you're thinking I should go back to where it was, basically. So I'll leave it at 0. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, and then this I think I want still a little bit bigger. Just so that's the part that stands out. Hello, Estrella. Okay. That. I think is a good size. Yeah. All right. This, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to group that, and I'm going to say this is like version 1. Oops. Not that. Oops. Let's put that in there too. There we go. Turn that off, lock it, and now we're going to do version 2. Well, I'm going to do version 2. So some other idea that I can test against it, we're going to get rid of that. We don't need that. And I think maybe not a speech bubble idea. So try to make it significantly different from the other one, just so that the test is actually valid. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my kind of preferred font that I use all the time. Yeah, Estrella, hey, I didn't say that was the final version. I'll fix it. Oh, by the way, singer of 1OK Rock, Taka, released a cover of Die With a Smile the other day. Oh, awesome. Okay. I'll have to check. God, there's so much. The pros and cons of doing reaction videos for music is there's so much music. It's hard to choose. Well, this... So, all right. What I like about the simplicity of this is it looks like a public service announcement, which I think is kind of funny, but I don't know, other people might just think it's too boring. But I don't really care. Estrella, are you saying you like the one with the thought bubble or without the thought bubble? Because the chat is a little delayed for me, or the video is, so... But you like this one? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't mind the PSA kind of vibe. Because then I can actually, without the bubble... Oops. I can actually make this a bit bigger, so it's even easier to read. So, and actually this part, then I can give even a little bit more emphasis to the final line if I can make that a little bit smaller, so... Making videos anyway. Pink. Yeah, that is a good point. So it should be a color, but maybe I'll do, again, maybe I'll go back to the logo and maybe we can do like the yellow instead. I feel like come on. Maybe we could do like the orange. I don't know. I prefer the yellow. I think that stands out more. Orange. All right. Ferville says orange. I guess that kind of fits with the vibe. Orange black. Okay. Looks like a PSA. All right. Deepa thinks this one will work. Okay. There we go. All right. There's version number 2. I think that's different enough from this one. Yeah. Now going back to this one, I really don't love it. But the cool thing about testing, actually testing it in the real world, is you get to find out if your intuition is correct or not. So yellow is more jarring. Yeah, I agree with that. There we go. So there's the intro. So So this is, group those together, and this is like intro, oops, intro thumbnails. I cannot spell. Okay, 1 down, 10 to go. Never gonna do a series of videos again. Oh God. Okay. Intro thumbnail. So let's do. I'm gonna take this version. Hide that for a sec. Maybe that's a. Maybe this I could just this little tagline series. This series is for you. Maybe I just leave that there. Yeah, Furball, that's not a bad idea to just keep this as a template and then just change the text, which that might work. You could do a follow-up video, Joe. Yeah, that's maybe that's some advice I should. I've already filmed everything. I just haven't started editing, and editing is going to take forever. But maybe you're right, Joe. Maybe I should put that advice in there. Like when you start out, do not do a series. Just do like one-offs and find out what works. God. Yeah, it's so much work. It's so daunting to think. It's easy when I'm like, okay, I got to make one thumbnail for this reaction. Then it's really fun and exciting. But to sit here and do one and like, now I got to do 10 more. Like that's just exhausting. Which might be a clue into why I hate like monotony and why I can't seem to stick to a schedule for any of this stuff. But hey, whatever. 10 sticky lines. Yeah. That is true. All right, let's try it. So that's my intro. So this is, I'll call this, oops, I cannot spell. Episode 1. And let me grab what I have currently written for episode 1. Okay, so this one I'm conflicted about. Sort of. Let's see if there's a way to do this. If I can just copy this in there. Oh, do I not have that on here anymore? Damn it. Yeah, I think I have to go with this. All right. What's the title? All right, I gotta try to explain this. And unfortunately, I gotta try to keep it all on the screen, which is not gonna make much sense. All right. This text here, oh my God. Oh my God. All right. Just so we all know, this text here in this teal color, this will not be in the thumbnail. This is what I currently have as the title for the first episode, the first actual video. So I'm just going to leave that so we know what we're talking about. And then the text I wanted to include, in the thumbnail itself. Oh God, sometimes when you paste it, actually, here, let me do this. Is this, is that gonna work? Yes, okay. Maybe it could just be the orange. Should I just do that in the orange? In the big font? Maybe I'll try that first. All right, so let's turn that off. And then I got, okay. So, going with the, Who needs to schedule it? You can just have fun. Yeah, Deepa, that's what I'm going with. I just hope people are okay with it. Surprises. All right, so this episode. So here's the conflict. It's a conflict in my head because I overthink everything, right? So in the first episode, the actual episode talks about clearly defining why you actually want to have a YouTube channel in the first place, and just the steps that I went through to actually uncover that. So that's what I put as my number one, like, do this first. So that's what the video is actually about. But this thumbnail, you know, this is where you actually start, is relevant. And then this, if this is the video title that you'll see beneath the thumbnail, how to start YouTube as an introvert. This title doesn't describe, I mean, it kind of does. It's just saying the first step. It's not actually saying define why you actually want to have a channel. Maybe that's okay. I don't know. I overthink everything, which is a big part of this. Why I wanted to do this series in the first place. I do. Deepa, I agree. I agree with what you said. Just pull a different face for each thumbnail. Yeah. Yeah. I could do that. A different picture of myself just so it's not the same. There's pros and cons because I feel bad about using the same. Well, I feel bad about using my face, period. Like, but I think it is, as much as I don't like it, I think it's actually effective because then people immediately know, like, who it is and whatever. Oh yeah, I screwed that up. That needs to be down a little bit. So, which means I screwed this one up too. I think. Oh, that one's fine. Weird. What the hell? Oh, wait, that one's on? Okay. I just realized I had my dumb face was not in the right spot. Okay, turn that off. There we go. See, look at that space underneath. We gotta get rid of that. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're good. Hide those. Turn that off. Lock that down. Put that back on. Put that back on. All right. Open to an idea. Ties the series together if that's the same. Yeah, true. More smiley with each episode. Oh, Estrella, that's a really good idea to make. So if it's a series and we kind of go with the template idea, my face, that size, if I could get that angle on each of the 11, but maybe my face is slightly different in each one, like progressively smiley or progressively depressed looking or something would be really funny. I'm not interested. So I need to film a video of me smiling. Oh, okay. I don't know why. So Lynn, you're asking, am I open to the idea about the second line? I'm not interesting, and should I? Oh, instead of nobody thinks I'm interesting. Addressing the 13,000 who disagree. Well, oh, I see, Estrella. You're saying do like a video and then just pull it apart frame by frame of me smiling. That's a really good idea. Lynn, yeah, Lynn, I'm open to all the ideas. Let me turn that one back on. So this is, the reason why I like this phrasing, nobody will care, especially when it has the, let me just go back to here. When it has the thought bubble, and I'll fix this, whatever. But this is the mind of the introvert, in my opinion. this is what I think before I publish a video. I think nobody's going to care, nobody's going to watch, and nobody thinks I'm interesting. So that's why this phrasing to me makes sense. But but Lynn, I think the interesting other perspective is I'm saying like literally saying the thoughts that run through my head, but maybe your phrasing would be more likely to get people to watch the video. I don't know. Oh, good, Deepa. Thank you for that comment. That you get a sense this is the first video in the series. That's exactly what this thumbnail is for. We don't need people to like the video. It's that's true. Like, I'm not interesting in my own head, but I get your idea. Oh yeah, see, Linda, I think, or Lynn. God, what did I say? I keep saying Linda. Lynn, that's a really good point. That's a really good point. I wonder if there's maybe we can just test it. Let's go back here. Let me put this down here so we can see these. So what we could do is we could leave this version with the speech bubble and say nobody will care, nobody thinks. Turn that on so it looks so you can actually read it. And then this version could be different. This version you could say, well, I'd have to do, because it doesn't really work to say I don't care. But if you shorten this one to say I'm not interesting, maybe this would just be like I'm not good enough. Oh, whoops, I'm not interesting. Maybe that's a better test, actually. Because then it's quite different. It's not just the speech bubble thing. So maybe I'll do that. Hey, Tiff. All right. I like that. I like that this is even more different from the speech bubble version. I can give it. Yeah. Oh, I don't feel pressured, Lynn. It's better to have them. I think when you're doing the A/B test, seeing which one, it's better to have them more different, in my opinion, so you get like a valid result. So I like this. And then I can always run additional tests after that, right? So I can say like, okay, does the speech bubble version or this PSA version, which one, whatever, performs the best? Once that test is done, let's say this one wins, then I could test this one versus this one with just that other phrasing of like, nobody thinks I'm good enough, nobody thinks I'm interesting, and then try to like go really far down. Because you can like keep running these tests over and over and over on the same videos until you get something that's super. I've never done it that way. I've only done one test typically per video. So this might be a good way to try, especially if it's the intro to get people interested in the series. It might be worthwhile to do a few different tests to find the perfect thumbnail. Yeah, making videos anyway. That's what, yeah. So we'll see if this PSA actually works. And at least that one's definitely honest. So it's got that going for it. Turn that off. All right, so episode 1. Let me move this down here. All right, so episode 1 is how to start YouTube as an introvert. If I'm making it like the other ones. Let me do this. Let me try something. I could do it similar, right? Like, it's like what are some of the things that I thought about that I had to do before I shoot, I don't. God, I'm trying to think. Maybe after your series, I finally make my own videos. Oh, Estrella. Challenge accepted. I hope you do. I hope this is helpful. So, side note. I watched a ton of videos about channels and starting channels and maintaining and all that stuff. Interviews with people. And it seems like the most popular method, which makes sense, is the I'm going to make a shit ton of money method, where it's all you do is you pick a niche that you can own and whatever, and that's got a ton of whatever demand for it, and then you just attack it. So I'm reordering the process in a way that made more sense to me for somebody who's more like, I think this would actually be fun to do, and if I can make money from it, awesome. Like, that's my whole twist on it. So I don't ignore the fact that, or the truth, that if you do want to make money from it, and YouTube is just a lot more fun when people actually watch your videos. So you just have to accept the fact that I mean, for me, introvert, it feels like you're selling out if you're like kind of intentional about doing things that might get you more views than normal. But like I said the other day when I was doing this live, I mean, like, if nobody watched my videos, then none of you would be here watching this video, right? So it's way more fun when people actually watch your stuff and comment and become part of the community. So it's just the truth that you have to accept if you want to build any of that stuff. Nina from Greece, hello. So I put that as part of it. Again, for me, it's more like the first step was like, why do I want to even do this anyway? You know, in my position, it was about being unemployed and needing a creative outlet. That's how it started. And otherwise I wouldn't really do it. So that was kind of my point. Like, if you don't have a good reason for starting, you probably won't start. And if you don't have a good reason for starting, you won't last, because it's a shitload of work. So that's the angle I'm trying to take with these videos. Lynn, yeah, it's okay to want the views without wanting the views. I mean, it's just like any artist. Even if I was a painter or something, I would still want to share it with people, because that's what the fun is, right? That's the point, in my opinion, is to get other people to see it. Nina, am I going to react to Stray Kids lyrics in depth one day? I doubt it. That's unlikely for me. I mean, I could only do it for like some of it, like the English bits, but I don't know. I don't know. I doubt it. That's my answer. For money. Yeah. There are a million tutorials on YouTube about starting YouTube and making money from it. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't have any problem with that. It's just that was not my goal when I started. But the same is true. Like, if you're making art, you want to share it with people, you got to get people to see it somehow. And if you want to make money, you got to get people to view your videos. It's the same thing. So yeah, I'm not opposed to it. And I talk about kind of what my strategy is and how to just make sure that you can actually get some people to view it. Don't guarantee anybody's going to go viral with any video, but there's some easy ways just to check to make sure that people are already watching the type of videos that you want to make. It's very easy. Like, literally all you have to do is go to YouTube and search the type of video you want to make. And if people are already watching it, then you know that there's a chance other people will find yours, and that's where you start. It's that simple. And that's whether you want to make money or just share your thing with people. It's exactly the same process, in my opinion, but I've only been doing this for 8 months, so. And I would burn out. I mean, if I was doing it just for money, I mean, that was like my entire career for the last, how long? Since 2012. I was just going after the money. I stopped doing creative work in 2012. I was like, I'm just going to go for money. It took me a while, but yeah, I burned out. Which is why I started this whole channel, to start doing creative stuff again. All right. How to start YouTube as an introvert. Introverts serious view. So this episode here that I'm working on this thumbnail for talks about finding why you want to do it. Maybe I should say that. Maybe it should be something like, maybe it's something about making money, and then maybe something about sharing or community. I don't know. Something like that. Oh, Estrella, you're on which way? Like just sharing your art or something? God, I cannot spell. Yeah, I don't even know if I want to put this, like, that's really not the angle. There's so many other people that are just like, and I'm not hating when I say this, but there are many other tutorials or like videos you could watch on YouTube about, for example, making a faceless channel and just do it to make money. Totally fine if that's the way you want to do it, but that's not what I'm doing. That's not what this series is about. So I'm gonna leave that out. Maybe it's just simple, like, I don't know where to start. Or maybe it's a question, like, build a brand. Build a brand or about like design a logo or like hire an editor, something like that. So let's see. Jasmine and Nina. Jasmine, you're talking about react to something completely different. Attack on Titan. Okay, I don't know what that is. So the OSTs from Attack on Titan performed live with the band. I don't know anything about that. I guess I'll look that up, see if that's interesting. And then, Nina, you say, yeah, there's videos depicting their lyrics in English and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I kind of just enjoy doing the reactions the way that I do them, which is kind of ignoring the lyrics, the first part. Building a community, making it worthwhile. And Joe Barnes, you said just the question why. That's a good one. So Stray, you're saying you're on the way to make some money and art is under the table. You're waiting for the true time. I gotcha. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. It's okay to do both. Yeah, I don't... Lyrics aren't what I focus on, really. It takes a lot of listens for me to actually be interested in what the lyrics are. Why do you want it tongue-in-cheek or straightforward, Lynn? I think it makes sense if all of the white lines have the same feeling. Yeah, that makes sense. I just don't know what to put. Like, should I? Maybe it's should I. So to your point, Lynn, should I design a logo? Something like that. I'm trying to remember the questions I had, like before. What were the very first questions I had? Oh, should I design a logo? Should I? I know when I talk about this. When I talk about logos, then should I pick a channel name? Okay, so those two are relevant to what's actually in these videos. So like that. What am I even doing? Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Same question you asked, Estrella. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I like this. The more I think about it, the more I like it. Because before I actually started, like before I thought about what type of video I should make and whatever, I spent so much time thinking about what the logo should be and trying to pick the first channel name even before I knew what type of content would be on the channel. This is exactly what I talk about in the video. So I think that's relevant. So if this text here gets people to click it, I think there's a good match of the text in the thumbnail to what's actually talked about in the video. So I think that works. Nina, what's the gender percentage of your channel? More women, I assume. That is correct according to YouTube Analytics. I think it's about, well, last time I checked, well, it changed quite a bit after I started doing 1OK Rock, because then according to Google, these are just Google's definitions. They only give you 3. It's like women, men, and other. How do they get that information? I have no idea, but that's just what they tell you. And for me, or for my channel, it was about 75 to 80% women. White text is your inner dialogue. Yeah, that's true. And the orange is the real situation. Yeah, orange is like, do this. Right? That makes sense? Let me go back. Let me just... No. Yeah, the actual situation, or what I'm doing, or like the reality of it, right? Because all this crap is really just, like you said, is what's in your head. All right, so this'll hide. Oops, not that. This one. How to start. Put that in here too. Yeah, that one. All right, so that would be gone. That's not going to be in the final version. That was just to remind us what we're doing. I think I kind of, I like this aligned with the kind of the point of the flame there. Just want to make sure my margins are okay. Looks pretty good. I'm sure I'm going to come back, I know, and tweak all these or whatever anyway, and if I have to do a new photo, so. Maybe I just stick with the PSA format. Thank you, Nina. I like, yeah, I like the flame too. It was, the inspiration for that was 2 things. I've always loved Adidas logo and their 3 stripes. And then I just wanted to do something that was like, kind of like the flame emoji. And like, how do you mix those 2 things? And then I just wanted it to be really colorful. I didn't want it to be like 1 or 2 color. I just wanted it to be, yeah, colorful. So there you go. All right. So if that's episode 1, let's try episode 2. Maybe that's what this is. I'm just working on getting this text correct for the theme of, I can ungroup that, the theme of each episode. All right, so let's, oh God, this is like pulling teeth. Oh, you did notice that. Australia, yeah, the 3 stripes. I really like that. Okay, the next one. Wait a minute. Episode 2. Oh yeah, shit. All right. Oh God, this is so much work. Oh God. All right. Where did I put that? All right. So the next episode 3. So I'm gonna get rid of these. I'm just gonna do this to kind of say like we got to fill that in. Episode 3 is about defining success. All right, so that's episode number 3, or episode 3. All right, and high level, this is more for like when you first start, you're probably not going to get a lot of views. It's like, what's going to make you feel like you're actually accomplishing something, even if you don't have a ton of views and a ton of comments and all that. So the idea is you got to have something that's going to motivate you. And so the story I tell is when I started reactions, my metric for success was just, does anybody comment and recommend another song or another artist for me to listen to? That was it. And so I didn't need to have 1,000 views. I just needed to have a couple. And if somebody said, hey, you did this song from A Perfect Circle, you might like this other band. That was it. That was enough to keep me doing it when I had, 10 views per video start. So that's the idea for this episode. Maybe I'll say I need, is that the right word? Or I want? Maybe it's I want. I want 100,000 subscribers. But that's, let me just try it. Okay, I want, whatever, 10 million views, something like that. Oh, a viral video. That's good. That's really good, Joe. I want to go viral. Dot with every video. The truth, right? What we actually think is going to happen. Yeah, don't look at me, but here. I hope this goes viral. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is the truth. I'm an introvert. I'm afraid I don't want to be well known or whatever, but I also want to go viral at the same time. Funny. Or maybe I just say I'll shorten this. I'll rephrase this. I want every video to go viral. Oh, Furball, you bring up a really good point. Why am I doing this? Is it worth it? So that's the different approach. The different question you have. Because that, Furball, what you said, why am I doing this? Is it worth it? Yeah, that is what you are going to be asking yourself when you upload a few videos and, after a few videos, you definitely do not have 100,000 subscribers. And so you are going to ask yourself, why am I actually doing this? Which goes back, that's why I put that the very first episode talks about literally answering that question. Why are you actually doing this? Is it for fame or for money? Or to just be creative or support your real world business? That's why I put that first, because that helps you get through that dip. Because like I said, it is way more fun when you have a lot of views and a lot of comments and so forth. And the flip side of that is it feels difficult when you start out and you don't get that immediately. Hello from the East Coast. Hi, Simone. So let me just... Okay. Let me just go back here and dig in a little bit to what I actually have in that video or for this episode. Yeah, that's so true, Lynn. I mean, it's just, God, That's such a good topic to. I don't know if I would ever do it, but it would be a really interesting to have a, I don't know, somebody who knows this stuff, who knows introverts well, talk about that, exactly that. Like, I'm gonna publish this video, but nobody's gonna care. But also, I really hope someone cares. Like, it's just the opposite. God, yeah. I don't know. Maybe everybody. Maybe that's applies to people who are not introverts as well. But I'm looking through what I actually wrote, what I actually talk about. Imply that's somehow an early idea. Crystal, you basically hit the nail on the head with that one. Am I proud of what I'm creating? And that's the perfect question. And that's what that episode is about. In the start, you're going to need something to prove that you're on the right path. And that's whatever that is, it's not found in YouTube's analytics and reports. Right? So oh wait, let me grab the let me do this. I forgot to do this. So I should have said, here's this. So related. Okay, so the working title for this episode is actually, where is it? Yeah. Oh wait. Sorry, this is actually episode 2. The working title is actually this, but no, you can't read that because it's too small. All right, so it's kind of long. I might have to shorten that, but I think I have to change that. It's too long and it's just too wordy. But anyway, this would be the title beneath the thumbnail, which is like the idea of you can still be successful if you don't have a bunch of views and subs. And then here's how to know. So maybe that's what, maybe it's just success isn't found in a report somewhere. Okay, see you, Lynn. Maybe I'll just say, maybe I should say success is not figure out how to do this. God, this is so hard. Viral success is not in YouTube analytics. Success is not in a report. Maybe not in a spreadsheet. Something like that. Success is not about the numbers. That's a good one, Australia. I like that. I like that. Nice one. Thank you for that. Analytics doesn't describe success. Yeah. Similar idea. I like that. I think that one I'm going to stick with. Now, all of this stuff may change. But for now, especially when I come back and have to, if I do a different photo. So I'll leave that for 2, and then let's move on to 3. Okay, so 3. All right. So this is 3. The title I had was this. Now we're cooking with gas. Hey, Hannah. So this one, all right, let's do the same thing. So I'm just going to blank these out a little bit. This is how I do it. So now I got to fill these in just so it's not confusing. All right, episode 3 is where I talk about picking a channel topic. And so, oh, there we go. Yeah. And this is where it comes down to, are you really in it just to make money? Or are you in it because you actually want to enjoy it? Or some mix of both? Which I think both is probably where most people would land. But really what it is, in my opinion, again, thinking long term, like if I'm going to do this for the next 10 years, let's say, I wanted to pick a topic that I think I'll be excited to talk about for 10 years. And there aren't many topics like that for me. So like if I was going to do it just for the money, I will burn out eventually. Like that's just a fact. So this one is really, what are you really interested in? Like what's the hobby that you're most passionate about? And perhaps that's where you should start when you think about a channel topic. Because generally speaking, if you have a hobby, there will be opportunity for ad revenue and all kind of money-making side, as long as you're willing to put the work in. But I think you need a topic you actually like in order to motivate you to actually do the work. Because again, it is a bunch of work, as you can see here. Got to design 11 thumbnails. What do I want to share with people? Yeah, that's a good one. That's so the way Estrella, yeah, sharing's a good one. I don't think I specifically talk about like what do I want to share. So or like I'm going to rephrase it. I'll say I don't know what to share. Or very introverted perspective would be I don't have anything to talk about. Or like I don't talk about anything. Need to shorten that probably, but that would be. Maybe I should make both those questions. Oh, that's not a question, right? I don't know what to share, period. I don't have anything to talk about. Besides Stray Kids. Of course, CC, obviously. I mean, everybody knows that. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, that is a good one. I do talk about that. I talk about that very specifically. And I give my own example. I don't know what I'm... Yeah, so that's basically... the way I phrased it is feeling like you're qualified to talk about a topic. Or just believing that you're unqualified to talk about that. Like, I don't know what maybe I'll do this here. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to talk about. I'm not qualified. I don't know if that works. I kind of like it. I want them to be the same. Like, I don't, and then I don't. That's how I think it should be. So I gotta think about how to rephrase that. I don't feel qualified. Because then that phrase, or the word feel, means it could just be in your head. So like that. I'm not professional enough to open my mouth. Yeah, Estrella, the two things you just said. I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm not professional enough to open my mouth. I use my own example, which is I actually say, when it comes to music reactions, I can't read music, I can't sing, I don't play any instruments, I don't work in the field at all, I never have. But here I am doing music reactions, right? So I'm like the most unqualified. But that didn't stop me from doing it. So then this would be, so what's like the, so what, I need a, oh, okay, maybe it could just be, maybe this would be like how to find, all right, just spitballing here. How to find the perfect topic for you? That might be too wordy. Find the, shorten it that way. Maybe the how-to is okay. How to find something like that. Yeah, CC, that's essentially what it is. I mean, I go through the steps, or some steps that might help people find out a topic that they're really, really interested in, and could potentially, like I said, talk about it for a very long time, like years, ideally. Assuming you want to make that type of commitment to being on YouTube. And it's like, if you're going to start, like, why wouldn't you? But, oh, how to find your thing. God, that's a really good one, Furball. I like that. How to find your, thing. Furball, that might be perfect. I really like that. Nice one. And that's down. I'm gonna do this here. All right, so I know I'm gonna, again, come back and fidget with all this stuff. All right, so I'm not saying these are final versions, but what did I just do? Okay, select, copy, paste. There we go. All right, gotta move on. Gotta keep going, get these first versions done. I know I'm gonna come back and edit. So episode 4. All right, so episode 4. Oops. It's this one. So again, whoop. Yay, my brain is braining. Good job, Verbal. CC, listing your topics or your hobbies. Teaching, politics, and geography, also shopping and beauty. I mean, those all sound like topics. I was going to say, I don't know your interest level in those things. If they're very high, that's awesome. But what this episode talks about is how you can confirm that other people, aka there's viewers out there, are also interested in your topic. So it makes it more likely that you will get views when you start posting videos. But that's why we did like, what are you actually interested in first? Now let's confirm that's a good idea, because there's a bunch of people on YouTube already waiting and watching that type of video. And so that's what I go through in this episode. I already saw the scheme of white text breaks down from the first episode. Oh, good, Australia. I hope that's clear, because I didn't actually. Now you're right. It makes sense to have like the same template essentially for all the thumbnails, because what I plan to do is when I release all these videos, they'll be in a single playlist, and that playlist will be, this is a series on starting a YouTube channel for introverts. And if you look down that playlist and it's episode 1, 2, 3, 4, then you could just read that text, and it's all my face, whatever, on the right. And so it would, I don't know, a lot of times I get all like whatever artsy fartsy about thumbnails, and I don't want to do everything different every time. And so maybe this time it's good to have a template so they all look like they're a part of the same group of videos. So that's what I think I'll do. Sometimes simple is best. That is true, Verbal. Sometimes being a snob about thumbnails is not the best. So from the beginning, I had my inner thoughts plus my decision. Oh yeah, in the thumbnail. Yeah, that was kind of the idea, right? So what are the things that the introvert worries about when it comes to, or what do they say to themselves for each of the episodes and related to it, right? So this could be, again, it could be like, what if nobody watches? Like, what if people, what if nobody comments? So something like that. Those are just temporary. And then this might be, maybe I'll stick with the how to confirm. It would be like, I'd have to, I don't know, how to confirm. I mean, I can't confirm somebody's actually going to get views. So I have to be careful how I phrase that. But essentially, you're doing this validation. This is the step, again, where you're going into YouTube and just doing a little bit of research. So Furball, I'm going to use you, or CC, I'm going to use you as an example. You said one of your hobbies is geography. It's a pretty broad topic. So let's say you want to do videos about, I don't know, something specific underneath the geography example. Well, what you could do is you could go to YouTube and just search for that thing, right? So if you had an idea for a video about geography, it would probably be like a small slice. The geography of New Mexico, whatever. And then you could go to YouTube and search for that, see if other people are making and watching videos like that. And then boom, it's confirmed. So you already know that there's a chance if you made that video, other people are going to watch it. That's really what this step is. I think it's good to have my face on the thumbnail. Yeah, I know. I'm starting to realize that. Because what I didn't consider when... Well, God, yeah, I still go back and forth, but I think, especially people, if people are like subscribed, they've watched my videos, obviously they know my face. And if you're scrolling through like your feed or your whatever, I'm assuming it's going to be my face that would grab somebody's attention. So if I keep doing different thumbnails all the time, that might actually... then people may not find it, I guess. Might skip over it. What if nobody comments? What if nobody watches? What if nobody comments? How to confirm... I don't know. How to confirm... How to rephrase that. Let me go back to what I actually wrote. Oh, I can take this line. Okay. Maybe. So I have this... So if you think of like the Venn diagram, right? Of like, here's all the videos that I'm really interested in making, or this topic, and I want to make videos about this topic. And then the other circle that overlaps is there's already a bunch of people on YouTube who are watching this type of video, and that intersection is your target, right? So that's the sweet spot. And so I said, the way I worded that is like, here's... how did I phrase it? So I basically said, like, your goal is to find the sweet spot. And the sweet spot is, I love this video idea, and other people love it too. So that's the most simplified version. So it's the figuring out, do people actually love that idea? Which you can do just by searching YouTube. How to find the intersection of interests. Oh, maybe it's prove. Maybe how to prove... How to prove your... How to prove you have a good idea? Something like that. Oops. Oops. Oh my god. My spelling. Jeez. How to prove your... No, your... No, it's going to be how to prove your... Has a chance? No. Will work? No. Could work. Could succeed. Could go viral. No. Something. Really stressful to measure your success in numbers, and that is true. Oh, could take off. That's a really good one, Joe. Okay, I like that. How to prove your idea could take off. Because that's what I say, right? Nobody can guarantee views. Nobody can guarantee you're going to go viral. But the idea of this episode is to put yourself in position for that to happen. And you can't do that if you make a video about some topic that, you know, only 8 people on YouTube want to watch. So that's the idea. So that works. I like that. All right. Next one. And yes, instead of, I know you're all thinking it, instead of watching these 11 videos I'm going to put out, you can just rewatch this live because I'm basically telling you everything that's in it. All right. I don't know if that's the right word. Oh yeah, there we go. All right. Okay. So this one. Wait, is this 5? Yeah. Okay, so episode 5 title, working title, is that. How to prove your idea is worth it. That's another good one. Hopefully the dragon more than just us old faithfuls. Yeah. Just counting how many hours left for sleep. Oh, Estrella, no, I've got, there's actually 11. So I don't even know if I'm going to get this done like today, even these first versions. And then tomorrow I'll go back through all these. And then try to see if there's anything I would change or what, or maybe create a second version of all of these that I could test and see which one works the best. I don't know. So this is going to take a while. And then, oh God, by the way, I have to create I have to do all the editing of all these videos, and oh my God, it's going to take forever. And I'm going to have to create like title screens and all this kind of stuff. So this is going to be a slog. So these, here's my goal. My goal is to have all of these episodes done and public before the Stray Kids release next week, because I think that's on hopefully that's Thursday night for me. So that would be the goal. Hopefully these are out by the end of next week, and I think I'm gonna need every minute of every day to make that happen. Okay, so this is basically I'm not entertaining. Like, I'm not interesting. No, Furball, there's no procrastinating anymore. No. I mean, if the AT's album wasn't coming out tomorrow night, I would be working on this just until it's done. But I know I got to take a break and do well, I want to do the ATs. I want to hear the ATs album. And then I'm going to have to yeah. Editing. I am not looking forward to the editing, but anyway. I'm not entertaining. I'm not interesting. Or oh wait, there's a word there. Oops. Oop. There we go. Okay. CC, you said great way to know if you have succeeded is what your channel can lead to. When people reach out to you and tell you how much impact you've made, or when people want to collaborate. I agree with that. But this, so this episode, let me just make sure I'm getting all this straight. The point of this episode is to think about maybe, okay, these are not right. I'm gonna move these. So anyway, the point of this episode is I talk about when you're planning a video is to have a goal of the effect it will have on someone who watches the video. So for example, a lot of my scripted stuff, my rant about being unemployed, or the two videos I made about memberships, like making that song and then basically blaming everyone that it was their fault that I think I should have a membership or whatever. The goal of those videos for me was very simple. It was just to make people laugh. That was it. So now I see, and for this series, my goal is not to make people laugh. I mean, I put some jokes in here, but the goal is really to teach, or not to teach, but to guide or just to help somebody. So what helps me when I'm making the videos is I pick one of those things, at least one of those things, and say, this is my target, because that has an impact on everything else in the video. Like the words you use, the background music, it has to align, right? So if I try to make, sometimes it can be intentional. Like if you're talking about a really serious topic and the point is to show vulnerability and be relatable, and then you literally have circus music in the background, right? That might cause kind of a conflict of what you're trying to do. So I should say my goal is always that thing. So each video, it's what is this supposed to do for the person who watches it? Make them laugh, make them feel entertained for a few minutes, make them feel good. I don't know, try to help them get through some challenge. And I use that as my guiding light, the compass. And that kind of helps me structure everything else that's related, everything else that's in that video. Finding the right tone for your channel. Yeah, tone is the exact word that I used, Joe, originally. Yeah, so maybe there, yeah, Fervil, you've got a good twist though. So instead of saying I'm not funny or whatever, it's can I make people laugh? Because that's really, I think from an introvert, you're can I actually achieve it, right? Because you've got this imposter syndrome. You're I'm not funny. No one can learn everything. Oh, so maybe I can change it. Maybe I can do that. I say, I'm not funny. Or maybe it's just I can't for this one. I can't make people laugh. I can't... what? I can't make... shoot. I can't teach. No, that's kind of... I can't teach anybody. Something like that. All right, I gotta workshop that. And then I think, Joe, you had it how to find the right tone. Maybe I'll go back to the perfect. No, the perfect. How to find your tone. Maybe that's what it is. I can't be interesting. Oh yeah, I can't make it interesting. Okay, I can't make it entertaining. Oh, I can't I can't make people laugh. I can't make it interesting. Yeah. All right. I like that. Because, yeah, that's perfect. It's a lot about what I mentioned in here. So how to find your tone. can't make it interesting. How to find the tone? How to find your tone? Let me go back. Ideal tone. How to find your... That's a good word. I like that. Did I use tone? Let me just go back. Tone. Yeah, so it's really because ultimately it ends up saying, you know, you should pick an impact. Some of that has to do with tone and your personality, right? Because my first goal is always like, how can I make people laugh? And then like, okay, how can I make people laugh? And then how can I do a series like this where people might learn something? And eventually I flipped those for this series. I was like, okay, it's got to be more about helping somebody get through the challenges of this. And then sometimes I'll sprinkle in some things that I think are funny. So that's how I look at it. And I'm trying to think what's the best way to... But it's really just, in my opinion, it's more about just your personality coming through and using that as kind of the guide. Maybe it's your style. How to find your ideal tone as pressure. Yeah. How to find your ideal tone. Maybe I just need to move this over so that's on 2 lines. I like that. I like that. Let's stick with that. Stick with that, and then we can move on. All right, so I'm not taking my own advice in this series. I'm not trying to be perfect. Wait, what just happened? What did I just do? Oh, I copied that one. Okay, I did it again, so I gotta copy that. Said 6. All right, here we go again. This is the glamorous life of the person who's on YouTube. All right. So in this one, wait, is that right? 6? Oh shit. No, 6. Whoops, wrong one. Here we go. Okay. Episode 6. Show your face or hide behind a voiceover. And so that'll be the title. So in this one, it's basically the format. So you're going to need to decide, and this is tough for me as an introvert, so I imagine other people are having the same or thinking the same thing. Is do you want to actually show your face or use your full name, for example, and like what I did and what I would change. And so there's no like right answer. It's just whatever works for that person. I totally understand the appeal of being completely anonymous. Sounds pretty good sometimes. So how do you... So maybe it's more like, do I have to show my face? And what's related to that? Do I have to, I don't know what, something. And so this is like, so I mean that kind of, I mean that's the first part of it, right? Whether you're going to be just do voiceovers or not use your voice or your face or use your face. That's the first part. And then the second half, I kind of merged this. I didn't think it needed to be 2 different episodes. So it's also, you know, are you going to do YouTube Shorts or are you going to do the long form video? Because that might. So anyway, it's like, so I just call it, I bucket it as like, pick your format. So for example, for me, it's on camera and I like doing these long form videos and lives. Other people might choose voiceovers and just do shorts. I don't know. So you gotta decide that ahead of time. And so I go through a couple of questions or whatever examples of what I did and then how I think you should, how suggestions on how to think about it, how to make that decision. So it's basically pick the I could say this a couple ways. The way that I phrase it is there's 2 ways to phrase it. You can either say pick the format that works for you, that you're comfortable with. Or you could phrase it kind of in the opposite, which is pick the format that is the least painful for you. And so, like, not the one that you think is going to perform the best or whatever. It's just the one essentially that you're most comfortable with. The one that'll allow you to move on to the next step so you can actually complete and publish a video. Oh, oh yeah, that's a really good, Estrella, that's a good part there. Do I want to show my face? Like, do I want to, I'll just put YouTube Shorts for now. Maybe I can just take YouTube out. Do I want to make shorts? Hopefully people know that I mean YouTube Shorts and not like apparel with that question. So we'll stick with that. Oh yeah, how to pick the format that, yeah, so that's too wordy, right? How to pick the best, maybe just the best format will work. I mean, it's kind of implied that it's yours. How to pick the best format. I like that. Oh, YT shorts. Good one. Boom. Okay, I like that. I'm just gonna roll. I'm panicking because I'm only on 7 now and I got freaking so much more work to do. So I gotta start trucking here. Oh no, what did I do? All right. Oh. What's happening here? Delete. Okay. Something is wrong. Oh, why is there 2 of those? Oh no, did I? Oh, that's why. God damn it, I forgot to lock that one, turn it off. All right. Never mind, everything's fine. Oops. Oops, episode 7. Okay, 7. All right, so 7, it's basically make a list Need to wake up after 8, so I have time. Oh, okay. So episode 7, I go through some ideas or some ways to generate ideas for individual videos. And so I don't have any ideas. I might just say God damn it. Why do I keep wanting to do... I want to do Maybe that pairing. Maybe that makes sense. I was going to say I'm not creative. Or maybe it should just be good ideas. I don't have any good ideas. But again, I want to do don't and don't. So I want to keep that consistent. So I don't... maybe it is just a feeling. I don't feel creative. And then this will be how to find your first 10 ideas. Yeah, first 10 ideas. That's good enough. Yeah, how to find your first... I don't have any good ideas. I don't feel creative. Find your first 10. All right, done. Done for now. I'm going to lock all these. Oh, why is that still turned on? All right. Perfecto. Thank you. 8. Let's get rid of that. Let's make sure I don't screw this up again. All right. Okay. Episode 8. Yes. Yes. All right. So hopefully this starts to make sense. Estrella, it seems like you've been paying attention to kind of where this is headed. So it's at this step. And again, I think all the stuff I've seen, all the stuff I've read about starting your channel, it's like one of the first steps is like pick a channel name. And so this is like step number 8. So it's picking your channel name and how to do it. The reason why I put it here and I go into this is because I think it's better to, like, you've got a reason by this point, you've got a really good reason for why you want to be on YouTube. You picked a topic that you're super interested in, that you could sustain for a long time. You validated that interest has viewership on YouTube already. And you just created in the last step a list of a bunch of individual video ideas. So if you pile that all together, then you've got something to work with to create a channel name around. You take all that stuff and, like, what is all this? And that should be your channel name. That's how I'm looking at it. And then I go into, like, yeah, that should be your channel name. Because most likely it'll be something that'll represent your content for at least a while. And hopefully you'll feel good about sharing it with other people instead of being like, oh, this sounds like a 12-year-old's gamer tag. Like, you definitely don't want that. All right, so I don't know. I'm just gonna start. I hate my channel name. Something. The idea is maybe all of these are just how-tos. How to pick the perfect channel name. Super simple. That's a little bit basic, but I hate my channel. I don't have any ideas. Any channel name ideas? It's too long. I don't like. I don't like my channel name. So maybe they've already picked it, which wouldn't surprise if people are interested in starting a channel. They may have already picked their channel name. So that works. I don't like my channel name. I don't know. I don't like it, or I don't know how to pick it. I don't know how to pick it. But that's basically saying this. So what would the introvert say? I don't like my channel name. Oh God. I don't know how long I've been at this already, but my brain is starting to stall. I don't like my channel name. I don't like having to design 11 thumbnails in a row. I don't like my. Okay, I gotta go back to the stuff. Hang in there, yeah. I gotta turn. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Maybe I could make it more general. I don't have any good ideas, because that kind of still works. I don't have any ideas. Yeah, because that's really the problem, right? You don't like what you have, and then you don't have any better ideas. I just go with that. In my house, you're still our attorney. Yeah, Tristana, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. So that's why I put it later, when you already know a lot more about what you want to do, instead of it being like first. To your point though, you're taking it a step further, where you're saying you should already have videos out, and then you can change it, which is true. You can. The cool thing about this is you can change any of this stuff at any time. So what I'm saying is just don't let this stop you from creating videos, right? Creating the videos is the most important part. So don't like come to a complete stop when you're like, oh, it's time for a channel name. I don't know what to do, and that means I can't make any videos now. So to your point, you just gotta have something that you don't hate is really the goal. Because then, like you said, the channel's gonna change, your goals are gonna change, and then maybe you also change the channel name, which people have done, and it's not a big deal. Right? So this is just getting over all those little humps, and for me, it's I overthink everything, so I'm like, panic, and then I freeze up and can't do anything. And so you just got to get over these little speed bumps, and then get to the point where you can actually start making videos. That was my summary of this whole thing. There we go. Episode. Wait, that's 8. Come on. There we go. Okay. Copy, paste. Block. Hide. All right, we're ripping through these last ones. Episode 9. Ooh. Ooh. Maybe I should just leave it how to. Uh-oh, what just happened? Oh god. What just happened? Oh, brother. Oh, what the hell? Oh god, okay. Oh. Oh my god, alright, I just had a serious panic attack. So that app I used to organize all my videos and stuff called Milanote just freaked out and the screen went blank and I thought I just lost everything, so... Whew. Alright, let me recover from that for a second. Holy shit, that sucked. Where are we? God, I forgot what we were doing. Alright, episode 9. Alright. Branding is the title, is the idea. Alright. You can't change anything if you don't start something. God, that's a beautiful quote. I love it. Astrea creates. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Or destroys. Yeah. That's a good one. How to deal with panic attack. Yeah. God, I don't know. Back up everything, I guess. Make sure you back up all your files. Okay, your brand is not a logo. So it's about branding. Oh, that's right. I had some other... Shoot. All right. I had some other taglines that I wrote earlier that I thought I may use in the thumbnails. So I think this one, I'll put it in here instead of how to. It's phrased like this. So how would I do it? So basically it's, you don't really build a brand. And I use me as an example, obviously, because it's the only YouTube channel I know of where I know the person behind it. And what I say is that my little flame logo doesn't mean anything. It could be the logo for anybody else's channel. But because, Trisana, to your point, because I've got a bunch of videos out there, because people can kind of understand like my personality or my sense of humor, that is my brand. It's me and my personality. It's not the logo. And that crushes me to say as somebody who's a former graphic designer and worked in marketing and all that stuff. And I made the mistake. I spent so much time thinking about like, oh, what colors should I use and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, that flame logo, it could be anything. I could just do a red circle or a blue circle and people would get it. Eventually they would associate whatever that thing is with my videos or my personality. And so that's the point. It's really about just being yourself ultimately, and that is your brand. And so that's what this video is. Yeah. Yeah, Australia, yeah. That's true. My brand might be yeah, the long frizzy hair, headphones, and let's fucking go. YouTube should come with cootie shots. Oh god. That's awesome. Oh yeah, Tristina, I agree with all of that too. Yeah, no, like, well, yeah. I mean, you're both right. My brand is just what I look like in the headphones and all the stuff I do in my videos. That's what it is. So if people see that and like it, then the next time they see this little flame logo, they might think of, oh, I know what I'm gonna get when I see this flame logo. And people tend to reverse that and they think, I'm gonna create this flame logo and somehow that is going to tell people who've never seen my video what's in it or what it's like to watch it, which is ridiculous. Oh, and playlist, yeah. Yeah, playlist, that's another one. Just straight fire. Yeah. Well, Trisana, I don't know if you thought that before you saw a video. I mean, I guess you could guess. You'd be like, well, what is that thing? Either way, right? So the idea is like, my perspective is that the brand really is just my own personality and letting it out, right? Like choosing to lean into whatever your personality is. That's the brand. And you don't necessarily know that until you've done a few videos, because you really don't know what you're going to sound like. Like, I was so nervous in the first few reactions and all that. So I don't, even with the reactions, I don't think I found kind of the stride until, like, I don't know, a dozen videos in. And then I'm still trying to figure out all this other scripted stuff that I'm trying to do. But that's really what it is, right? It's just your personality and, you know, my background, the headphones, ollie a little bit. So there's nothing really to build. So to say build right here is probably not appropriate. So maybe I should change that. So it might be just don't build a brand. It might be just something like be yourself, but that sounds so lame. Not lame, just kind of don't build a brand like all right, let me go back to what did I actually write. Oh, amp your innate persona. Wow. That's a good one. That's exactly the idea, yeah. So don't be a brand. Don't build a brand. Well, you don't build it. I mean, you will be a brand if you do it long enough. Right? And somebody who I admire, at least lately, even though I haven't watched a ton of his videos, is that Markiplier guy. I mean, he obviously has a brand. But I don't know how much... I mean, he's got really cool thumbnails and stuff, so... I don't know how much that was actually, like, calculated beforehand or not, but it seems pretty authentic to me. It seems like he's just being himself. So how do you do that? Like, you don't have to build it. You just have to, like you said, you just have to be it. Like, you already are it. Yeah. Maybe it's just be the brand. Does that sound lame? Yeah, I think, Estrella, that's exactly it. Like, you don't have to really focus on it, because it's going to happen whether you want it to or not. Just by being in videos. Oh, Tristana, you watched actually a Perfect Circle video. Awesome. Oh man, I gotta go back and I gotta do some more of that. Man, there's still so many albums to do. Like, I still should go back and do more A Perfect Circle, because I know I would like that. Yeah, Tristana, I agree with that. You said it's accepting who you are, really. All the quirks and flaws and all of that. And the people who will find you will appreciate it. And then just accept, I think to your point, Tristana, especially for me, like, I'm not for everybody. My reactions, I mean, people call me boring, right? Those people aren't going to stick around. So accepting that you're not going to be everyone's taste is also part of it, but that's the point, right? You're not trying to appeal to everybody. At least I'm not. If everybody likes me, then I'm definitely doing something wrong. We don't give a what, yeah. That is truth. A Furball, you said, why would people come find me? Why do people care? Oh, yes. Okay, so Furball, I'm gonna take a different approach. I'm gonna say, like, so what, in my introvert head, I said, I don't have a brand. Not necessarily whether it's you or like yourself or your own personality, or I don't have a brand, like I don't have a logo or whatever. So I don't have a brand. I don't know. This might be too long. How to build a brand? I don't have a brand. I don't know how to build a brand. Maybe that works. Came to slate extreme introvert in my life and extreme extrovert on the interwebs. I can't wait to see this come to fruition. Oh, thank you, Tristana. Extreme extrovert on the interwebs. That's interesting. So what else are you doing? Tristana, what else are you doing that's extroverted on the interwebs? Do you have a YouTube channel? Or do you mean just like in chats like this, comments and stuff? Curious. Oh, you game. Oh, okay. God, no. I'm assuming you're saying God, no to the YouTube channel idea. So then are you streaming your games on Twitch or anything like that, even if you're not showing your face? Or you just yell at your opponents and your teammates when you game without streaming it? Okay. This one, I think we're good. I kind of like this now. I don't have a brand. I don't know how to build a brand. Don't build a brand. Be the brand. I like that. It's a lot of text, though, but you can always change it later. Boom. Oh my gosh. We made it to the end. This is the last one. All right. So it's not actually, well, yeah, 10 episodes plus there's an intro video. So 10 total, or 11 total, but you know, I don't count the intro as like an actual episode, so maybe I should. I don't actually use the numbers anywhere. I will in the titles, I think, but anyway, that doesn't matter. All right, here we go. That's 9, 10. Yeah. All right, we're gonna get rid of these. So this one, I have a bunch of don'ts. So it's not like a how-to do stuff. It's more like, don't do these things, otherwise A, B, and C might happen, or you'll get burned out, or whatever. And then there's a little bit of like a little like an anti-burnout steps or things you can do to make sure it's not gonna be miserable. So how do I do that? So stuff that'll burn you out. So like, maybe it's just I'm afraid of burning out. I'm afraid of something else. Bad advice. Used to run a World of Warcraft community of 300 people? You've used it as a job reference? I manage a multifaceted community, create community events, get people to come together. Ah, that is awesome. You hate everyone and people. Trisana, I know exactly what you mean. Burnout is real. Hey, Leia. I know, people are the worst. Unless you're part of this chat. Maybe it's just, not afraid of, I'm going to, like it's almost certain. I'm going to burn out. And should I just do I'm going to fail? All right, I'm gonna leave that there for a second and work on this orange idea. Which is like the thing. Oh, wait, what did I write originally? Oh, all right, yeah, so this was pretty simple. I just had like, the original idea for text inside of this thumbnail would have been, was this, like, please don't do these things, but there's gotta be something more compelling than that. Skiz, another example, Trisana, of Skiz having a huge impact on people. CL, you're still here. Awesome. So CL, what time is it for you now? I think, is it like midnight? Ugh. That's late. All right, once it feels like a job, yeah, burnout is inevitable for sure. I like how you just dropped, I need to see Hollow. Maybe that's related to burnout, or maybe you're just trying to get me to read your comment and then like, oh yeah, I should watch the Hollow music video. Either way, I appreciate that comment, Tristan. You can avoid it. Okay, so like, so maybe this is, how to avoid well, I didn't, because I don't want to use the word burnout or fail again, so. Let me go back. How not to watch a movie. You'd be pushing for side effects. Okay, I'll get there eventually. Yeah. Let's see the brain in action. In action or inaction. I like that phrasing. It should be in a rap somewhere. It must be. Flame out faster. So it is about burnout, and I specifically say don't do these things, or burnout or quitting might be the result. So I'm going to burn out. I'm going to fail. How to avoid quitting? Maybe that's okay. Things to avoid. How to avoid quitting. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, burnout, you're right. She said a burnout just might mean you just need to take a break or slow down or change your process or something. Maybe I should just keep it about burnout. But I mean, burnout could lead to quitting too. I think that's the bigger risk in that case. So it's just finding that first reason why you started. Yep. That's a good point. That's a good point. I mean, I have a tip in here. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Oh, it's actually not in this episode. It's in a different one. Never mind. Yeah. So how to avoid quitting? I'm going to burn out. I'm going to fail. Or maybe I just put that here. I'm going to quit. So maybe it's just... If I rephrase it, avoid these things. Oh. Maybe it's just how to keep going. How to keep going when you don't want... This is too long. Something like that. Maybe that'll fit. I don't think I had any punctuation on the other ones. That one. Maybe that. Like AFK. Yeah, type AFK in the chat. I'm going to burning out? No, I'm going to burn out. I'm going to burn out. I'm going to quit. So this is how to keep going when you don't want to. Do you really need to keep going when you don't want to? Yeah, that is a good point. That phrasing. Oh. Uh-oh. 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 What's the matter, buddy? All right, I know my camera is small when I'm doing this, but let me try to see if I can... Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Okay, here we go. There he is. There he is, the real star of this channel. The real brand. You're the brand, buddy. Yep. Big yawn. Give a big yawn for the people? No? All right, buddy. Set you down. Right. Gotta watch out, buddy. All right, yeah. How to keep going. How to keep... Yeah, you're right. How to avoid... Maybe... I'm gonna quit... God, this one, I don't know if I'm just tired or if this one is just more difficult, but maybe it's more like how to manage, how to overcome difficulties, how to manage something, how to stay interested. Oh God, in my oh, this is rough. Take a walk, yeah. Oh, dude, I don't know. I'm gonna burn out. I'm going to quit. Here's the reason I keep going. Maybe avoid is the right word, though. Maybe it is about avoiding burnout. And maybe I just change this because I don't want to use it twice. So... like... maybe it's just I'm going to stop. versus I'm gonna quit. Or like, I'm going to panic. Maybe that's better. I'm gonna panic. I'm going to panic. I'm going to quit. And then here's how you avoid burnout. I could use spiral. Yeah, Tristan, I agree with that. We're not all quitters. No, I think I agree with that. So these are tips to help you not quit if you're feeling burned out, or to even avoid the burnout in the first place. Speaking from experience, because like so I started the YouTube channel in September, and I took January off. I don't think I posted a single video in January because I was burned out. And so how do you avoid, not that it wasn't, in the end, it wasn't bad, because I took that time and did refocus and found out like, oh yeah, I really do want to keep going. So, I mean, maybe it would have been better to not have gotten to that point in the first place. And so that's kind of the idea. Like, for example, it's awesome when people comment, but in the beginning, when people are assholes in the comments and they say stuff like, you should delete your channel. So I talk about that in here. It's like, look, people are going to be dickheads in the comments and you just have to ignore it, or just don't read them. You know, stuff like that is, I think, important. Sorting those out is tough because you kind of see them all at the same time, but it's kind of the idea. How to avoid burnout. Maybe it's, and I think somebody said refocus. Refocus. Something like that. Yeah, is that right? How to not take it personal. That's another good way to phrase it. Yeah, that's another interesting point where, like, you get a bunch of subscribers even, and you're like, okay, that should be enough that should be a big enough clue that people actually like what you're doing. But yet if you get one shitty comment, it's like it outweighs that all the other stuff. That's what happened to me. How to not give a what? That reminds me of that book. What's that guy's name? Yeah, so he's got the F word in his book, like how to not give a blank. I've read that book. It's good. How to avoid burnout and refocus. I'm going to panic. I'm going to quit. So many actors chances, but they always focus on the negative. Yeah, that's me. I mean, it's hard not to. I don't know if that's just my personality or my, whatever you call it, my makeup or whatever it is. How to avoid burnout and refocus. The one thing I'll say, the one smart thing I've done, or I should say the smart thing that I have not done, is know how, no matter how, I don't know, mean or whatever a comment is, I never reply, ever. How do you know? I don't know. I think now at this point, I've gotten a lot better at it. I think it gets easier. Because you're right. You just have to focus on the positive. Like, what are all the good things? Like, shit, I'm approaching like 14,000 subscribers and like whatever. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. If you think about it, if you take a step back and actually think about it, like you get one negative comment, but I've got what, 13,600 and something subs right now. You're like, hey, you've got 13,000 people who actually like what you're doing. You got one person who maybe doesn't. Like, that shouldn't make any difference to you, but it does. Oh, yeah. So basically, Australia, you're saying have a moderator for comments and like only show you the good ones. It's a really good idea. Oh, yeah, Samantha, that's right. The subtle art of not giving a fuck. Yeah, I've read that. I think I have it, actually. Shit. Oh, shoot. I might have read that one on my iPad. But yeah, I've read that. Some reactors just highlight on crappy comments, blast on the next video while entertaining and sort of hate one. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think... even though I see those sometime, I'm sure there's some out there that I've never seen, which is great. But when I do see them, my perspective is there's no reason for me to even comment or reply to it. Because, especially from like a reaction video perspective, like that's not the place to have like a debate and try to change somebody's mind. So I look at it like if I reply, there is absolutely no upside for me. The person gets what they want. You know, they get me, they know that I'm irritated or whatever. And then I just look like a bigger asshole because I'm then going to call them out or insult them back or whatever. So to this day, I've never replied, and hopefully I can keep that streak alive. Estrella, this thumbnail is okay, I guess. Oh, Estrella. Love it. Driving home the point. You should have said, this thumbnail sucks. You should delete your channel. Then I would have like fallen out of my chair laughing. Yeah, don't feed the trolls. Oh gosh, that is like, you should seriously put that on a t-shirt. Fucking awesome. Okay, I'm gonna panic. I'm gonna quit. How to avoid burnout and not refocus, but maybe something like reinvigorate. Is that a word? Re-energize. Maybe refocus is good. Just want to get a long good nap. Fill your soul cup. Yeah, that's true. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's about... Maybe it's more about protection. So how to avoid burnout and, like, protect yourself. Right? That's what the introverts want, is they want to be protected a little bit. I'm not saying protect yourself is the final version, but I like that idea. So how do I rephrase it? Maybe I have to think about that. Recover is good. Recharge. Oh, recover is a really good word. Oh, wait. Estrella, are you saying protect yourself you like? I think that I might just sit on that for now. I kind of like that. That's really what it is. Like, I've got all these don'ts in here. What happens if you don't do that? Or you follow those don'ts? You obey those don'ts. You're giving yourself a little bit of protection from burnout. Right? I think that makes sense. Anytime you're quiet for a few, I assume you're recharging somewhere offline. Is that... Yeah, Oh, Furball, look at you. That's perfect. How to protect yourself from burnout. Oh my god, you nailed it. From burnout. I mean, that's it. That's gotta be it. Boom. Done. You are on fire, Furball. Way to go. Oh. Oh, yeah. So, Tristan, I see what you're doing there. I mean, you could even spell it like this. You could be like, how to protect yourself from burnout. I kind of like that. Like intentionally calling that out right there. Perfect. I mean, that's it. That's got to be it. I like this a lot now. Okay, so this theme, the public service announcement look of these thumbnails, I like it. I like it a lot. I think this is going to work. I like that they're also similar. So maybe I can still add some different photos of myself. Take that smile idea. Try that out. But for now, God, is it? Holy shakes. Okay, I've been doing this for like 2 hours and 40 minutes. All right. That is a good stopping point, and Ollie's crying. I don't know if you guys can hear him or not. I have not listened to Sleep Token. I don't think ever. Too lazy to use my brain, so I'm just sitting and watching, reading ACL. That's totally fine. What song is this? This is called... Wait, is that the group? I think I don't know, I'm assuming it's a group. Dirty Palm. And the song is called Oblivion. So this is from a channel called No Copyright Sounds. And that's what I play during these lives. Specifically, because otherwise, if I play copyrighted music, YouTube would shut it down right in the middle. So I always go to that YouTube channel and play music from there. And then I don't have an issue with copyright. All right, gang. Yeah, that, well, amazing. Got all 11 thumbnails done. I did not expect that to happen. All 11 thumbnails done. I think Ollie probably needs to go outside. So I'm going to take him out. So, oh, and the song just ended. So thanks everybody for watching. And thank you for helping me. And the next time the next video I'm going to do is going to be the AT's reaction. So I think I'll probably record it in the morning and then again maybe do it as a maybe a premiere tomorrow night. But that's the plan. So head pats for Ollie. Yeah. All right. See y'all later. Thank you.